It's fine. I have coffee.
Okay.
Good morning, and I have wine. It's
Yeah, very different times.
and Britta, the birthday girl, what are you drinking?
I have coffee.
Uh,
Oh, and wine.
Oh.
Okay.
That's perfect.
It's the British sandwich, time zone wise.
Exactly. It's 4 p.m. so it's a bit early maybe for alcohol, but oh well.
It's your birthday, hey.
Well, not yet, but
Not
yes.
yet.
Birthday week. Hello, I'm Shawn the Book Maniac. Welcome back to my channel.
Hi, I'm Greg from Supposedly Fun.
And Greg and I are here with the birthday girl, the BookTube's birthday girl this week, Britta Böhler, our dear, dear friend. And Britta is celebrating a very big birthday, and she has given us permission to tell you what birthday that is. She's 16. Something like that.
I don't even wish it was my 16th.
I wouldn't go back to 16.
It's your 60th birthday. That's amazing.
Yes, 60, the big 60.
The video will go live on your birthday, but we're doing this a week ahead of time. And Greg and I have cooked up a Zoom birthday surprise for Britta, and she has no idea up until this very moment what we're up to. I will tell you now, Britta.
Okay. I can cancel this meeting at any time. You are aware of that.
Cancel culture, it's everywhere. It's so topical.
Exactly.
Greg and I have concocted a scavenger hunt / treasure hunt, and we and a few choice guests who will be joining us briefly later have some prompts that are going to propel you scurrying through your apartment to find said book or other item, bring it back, show us, and tell us about it.
Okay.
How's that sound?
It sounds fabulous, but I'm still hovering above the leave meeting button, so we'll see.
So, Greg, why don't you go ahead with your first one?
Okay. So my first one would be show us your least favorite book by your favorite author or one of your favorite authors.
Oh my God.
And don't worry about however long it takes you. Just take whatever time you need. I'm sure I might not be the only one, although I might be the one most urgently in need of bathroom break, being well into a bottle of wine. So just please take your time. And then Greg and I are going to gossip about you while you're gone.
It's what we do. Kind of. That was fun.
Here she comes.
Is on again? Otherwise, I don't hear you. Okay, one of my least favorite books of one of my favorite authors is Lighthouse Keeping by Janet Winterson.
Oh.
And please don't ask me what the book is about.
I think it's about a lighthouse.
It's about lighthouse keeping, yeah.
It is.
But I mean, Janet Winterson is one of my favorite authors, as you know, and Shawn probably doesn't agree because I don't think he likes Janet Winterson very much. But this one was just not for me. It's the story of a 19th century clergyman who opens a map, and then there is silver and she must follow the map. And I don't know. I like the writing, but the story, like I said, I can't even really remember what it's about, but I know that it's one of my least favorite, although I think the cover is gorgeous.
That is a pretty cover.
A very nice cover. Now, I've only read her debut. What's it called?
Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit.
And I love that. Nothing she's written about since sounded like Shawn books to me, but I have a gift copy of that book on my shelf.
Of the Lighthouse Keeping?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think it's a Shawn book.
Okay. It
doesn't seem like it would be. I actually read it last year because I had never read any of her books, and I like her writing, but I kind of feel the same way. I wasn't really in love with the book. And then I read Frankenstein for the BookTube prize and liked parts of it. So would you say Oranges would be the good book to try of hers?
Yes, but because it's quite different from most of her other books. It's very autobiographical about a young woman discovering her sexuality as a lesbian in a very strict religious household. So but most of other books are quite experimental. Like Frankenstein is
for sure.
rather experimental.
Yeah.
And a lot of those I really like. I love Stone Gods. I love God Symmetry. But this one, it just didn't do it for me. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we promise we're not going to tell the real reason why Britta didn't like this book, because she doesn't like housekeeping.
But it's light housekeeping.
Not even light housekeeping.
I'm all in
Heavy
for the light.
totally
The light.
different.
I mean, I tidied up the living room before. Yeah.
It looks good.
I love that gay sofa.
I love the wall color, actually.
Yeah, I have all kinds of colors. It's yellow in the kitchen because the kitchen is over here, and then we have this orange wall, one orange wall in the living room.
I like
and
it.
a bright red wall in the bedroom. But I'm not gonna show you the bedroom.
Oh, that was the next prompt.
Oh.
And what a fabulous gown you're wearing.
I'm wearing my.
Who are you wearing?
I think it's I don't know, one of those no-name brands, but it's a dress actually, but it's because it's extremely murky today. So I thought, I'm not gonna sweat on camera.
We're just getting started here, Britta. You don't know what's coming.
Yeah, that I thought so. That's why I thought I'm gonna wear something that is sort of, light and airy.
Speaking of light and airy, it's my turn. So my first prompt for you, darling, is, and this is not about a book.
Okay.
Show us, because you have like a kind of a split identity, multiple personality. You're German, but you're also Dutch, right? Like Dutch citizenship. So show us anything in your apartment that is extremely Dutch.
Oh, she's got it.
You got it.
That was not too difficult.
All right.
Yeah, you got that one right away.
I'm wielding weapons. Look at this. Can you see this?
Oh.
Or is it glaring?
Is that a cheese thing?
Yeah, you have in Holland, you buy cheese in block.
Yes.
So not sliced or anything, but like a big block. And then if you want to put cheese on your bread, you don't use a knife. You use this cheese thing, grater. And this one is for soft cheese. You have varieties, one for hard cheese, one for softer cheese. When the cheese is younger, it's softer. And then you just, go over the how do you call that? The small side. And
Okay.
so this, I didn't even know it existed. I mean, Shawn, you are a cook. You right away knew what it was, but I had no idea that stuff like that existed. So this is extremely Dutch. And I still use it, even though I live in Germany now.
And what is it called in Dutch?
Kaas, schaaf. So kaas is cheese, and schaaf means to grate.
Okay, so it's like
so it's literally like a cheese grater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's pretty. I like it.
Was it clean?
Yep.
Sort of.
It looks clean.
And is Dutch cheese better than German cheese?
Well, Germany is not big with cheeses at all. We are a sausage, or how do you call that? Cold slice, you call it? So we are not a cheese country at all. So, and in Holland you have cheeses from all kinds of different regions, which then the milk is different, but also you have this like very young, a little older, still a little older, middle old. So you have like 10 sorts of cheeses, and the older the cheese gets, the more salty it is. So it's a good theme. It's a good theme for today, isn't it?
It's just like people.
Exactly. I'm very salty.
And the stronger, the greater you need.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. Great. All right, Greg, over to you.
All right. I am also going to do a non-bookish one now, and I'm going to say, because I love snacks, could you show us your favorite German snack food? It doesn't have to be German, but whatever snack food you like.
And snack food can also be something sweet.
Yes.
So not necessarily salty.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay.
And I'm going to refill my wine glasses, so don't do anything exciting till I come back.
Okay, I'm going to drink coffee.
Okay, so I have various favorite German snacks, but the one I have at the moment in the fridge is chocolate. And this is extremely German. This is a German brand, Milka.
Okay.
And it's not good chocolate.
Really?
I mean, in the sense of if you really want to buy good chocolate, you buy chocolate with a lot of cocoa in it. So it has to be a high percentage of, and this is milk. So it's basically milk and sugar and a little bit of cocoa powder. But I love it. And this one here, where it is, Louvlet, is my favorite because it has it's sort of fluffy in the middle.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, nice. Just like
so
me.
It's exactly. So it's not good chocolate, but I love it.
Well, actually, what inspired me to do that was that you'll never guess what Joel found in a grocery store here. He found bee sting cake.
Really?
He did a mix for it. So we're going to try to make it.
Okay, what is bee sting cake?
The dough is sort of almond fluffy, and then in the middle you have a sort of creamy with whipped cream filling. It's delicious.
And why does it have that name?
The name comes from the origin. It's a town not that far from here in the county I live in, and in the I can't really remember. I think it was in the 16th century, in the 17th century, the town got a tax break, and the next town was really pissed about that. So they invaded this little village in order to beat up the people. And then one of the youngsters, he just let the bees, because they made honey, so he let the bees go off. So the bees defended the town, and in honor of that incident, the town created the bee sting cake.
Yeah. And I do love that story.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so we have a couple of guest appearances. If you will allow me to pipe in a video.
Happy birthday, Britta. I hope you are having an amazing day filled with fresh cut flowers and freshly baked bread and fine wine and fabulous friends. I treasure your friendship so much. Yes, I do. And now that you have reached the midpoint of this year and are celebrating a birthday, I know that the rest of 2020 is going to be simply amazing. So thanks in advance for that. My birthday treasure hunt for you is for you to share with us some words of wisdom from a graphic novel. Now, Shawn had his doubts that you might be able to do this, but I have faith. Because we're friends, and also I know that I sent it to you. Anyway, happy birthday again. Happy birthday. And we are celebrating you because you are awesome.
Oh, I'm touched. Thank you, Doris. So I understood words of wisdom from a graphic novel.
That's right.
Okay, I would say, guys, take your bathroom break, go get some groceries, because this might take a little bit.
Well, I do need to have a bathroom break, and Greg can work on his coffee there.
I'm glad for the kaftan, I can tell you. Sweating already.
I'm sure.
Yes, this was quite a tall order, but she said, oh, Britta will be fine. She'll be fine.
Yeah, Doris has faith in me. That is nice to know. I'm not big into graphic novels, and Doris knows that. I think I've read not more than a handful of graphic novels. I just discovered reading graphic novels, I think it's not more than a year ago. But anyway, what I did read is one of, I think, probably everybody on BookTube has read, and that's Persepolis.
Yes.
By Marjane Satrapi. And it's about a young girl growing up in the middle of civil war. And the word of wisdom I would choose from this is right at the end, when she leaves for America to go to study, and her father, crying, of course, says to her, "You've got to go now, but don't forget who you are and where you come from." So that's my word of wisdom from Persepolis by Marjan Satrapi.
Very nice.
That was very good.
Have you read that, Greg?
I have read that and part 2, and I even saw the film adaptation of it. I am a big fan of both of those books. So
yeah, I have to admit I saw the film adaptation first and didn't even know it was a graphic novel. I thought it was just quote unquote an animated film.
Okay.
And only later I learned that it was a graphic novel, and then I bought it.
I think because when I was in high school, I used to read comic books. It was into the X-Men and all of those. So I think that translated really well to graphic novels.
I read about one a year, and that's enough, but some of them I've enjoyed, especially the ones that Greg and I have both read. The gay Japanese one, it's called My Brother's Husband.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
All right, let's go to the second surprise guest.
Hello, Britta. I hope you're having a great day and a fantastic time doing this treasure hunt. Obviously, I'm not going to wish you a happy birthday yet. It feels weird saying happy birthday to another German when it's not their birthday, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm sure, you know, I will get to say happy birthday to you on the actual day. I am also having a prompt for you for your treasure hunt, surprise, surprise. And I decided on you sharing with us the next German book, a book written in German, as for our Read German 2020 thing, with us, the one that you're excited for to read, one that you're really looking forward to. Doesn't have to be the next one you read, but one that you're looking forward to read this year. That's it. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's German superstition for you, huh? If you wish somebody a happy birthday before, you always have to say in advance, so not to jinx the birthday. So you can say, I wish you a happy birthday in advance, then it's okay. But if you just say happy birthday, then jinx. Okay, a German book that I'm looking forward to. All right, I'll be back.
This is going great. It's going great.
I think so. It seems like it.
Yes.
I found something, and I don't think it has been translated. It's called Lea Singer, Anatomie der Wolken, which means anatomy of the clouds. And it's about two German giants, it's historical fiction, a meeting between one of the most famous German writer, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and one of the most famous German painters, Caspar David Friedrich, in 1810. And I'm looking forward to this book, but also with trepidation, because I read previously another book by Lea Singer about a composer, and I absolutely hated it. And it was a buddy read with Mel, and we both hated it. But I thought the topic, unlike Shawn, I like it when there are real people in books. I mean, I wrote a book about a real person, so I should better like it. And I thought I'll give her another try, because maybe it was just a one-time miss. It was the first book I read by her, that other book, which was called Klavierschüler, so the piano student. And so I thought I'd buy this one because the topic interests me, and the time period, early 19th century, I really love. But if this is crap, can I say crap on video? If this is bad, if this is bad, then this will have been my last Lea Singer.
That sounds good. It's a beautiful cover.
Yeah. The cover is a painting by Caspar David Friedrich.
Oh, really?
He's a romantic painter. He painted nature mostly.
Great. So those were the two guest prompts. I might try to sneak in a bonus one at the end, but my next one is show us something extremely German, but not a snack, from your kitchen.
Not you.
From your kitchen.
From my kitchen. Have you seen my kitchen? It's like the most rudimentary kitchen you can possibly think, because I don't cook. You know, I cook my meals, but I'm not a good cook. I just had to have a look whether it's still in the range not to be thrown out, because that's also something that I keep stuff and then I don't use it. Okay, so very German is noodles.
Oh.
Kind of, we call them Bandnudeln, which means a band is a ribbon. So sort of ribbon noodles. And I mean, it's not quite the most German thing, noodles, but I don't have that. And the most German thing would be a specific sort, and that would be Spätzle.
Uh-huh.
And that's a specific sort of German noodle, but I don't have any of those. So we'll go with this very German Bandnudeln. And actually, my mother bought them for me, and I took them home with me when I was at my mother's. I mean, you just cook them, of course. So but we eat Nudeln when the Italians would eat, I don't know, spaghetti or something. Then we eat noodle.
Okay. Well, I'm half Italian, so I like that answer.
Excellent.
All right, are we back to me?
Supposedly.
I'm going to stick with the non-bookish one, and I'm going to say, if you could show us a favorite souvenir from travel.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not traveling a lot at the moment, as you can imagine. And this was some time ago, but it's one of my favorite souvenirs.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Can you see that like this? So it's one piece of a 4-piece piece of art, and I bought it in South Africa in 1995. The artist is called Imanida Bai, and this painting is the first in this 4-part series, and it's called the series is called Lobola, and this is the first one called The Discussion. And Lobola is the bride's money. So the money that the groom has to pay to the bride's family in order to marry the woman. And this is the discussion with the two families. And then you have, the wedding and.
Oh, interesting.
And I liked it, the black and white, but I was hesitant because me being a feminist, paying for a bride. And it was explained to me that the money actually goes to the bride. So if she gets fed up with her husband, she has money to leave him.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know whether that is true, but that sort of persuaded me to buy the piece of art. It's been hanging in my apartment ever since. So for the last 25 years.
Very nice. I like that. Good answer.
It's fantastic. My last command for you, Britta, is show us a book your subscribers might be surprised to hear that you own.
Okay. I'll be back.
I love that so far.
I found something.
All right.
The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. And I think people might be surprised, first of all, because it's YA.
Okay. Yep.
So it's YA fantasy. I don't think I've ever showed a book on my channel that is YA fantasy. And the other thing, I quite liked it.
Oh.
I thought it was entertaining. I bought it on a whim. It's many years ago, because I think this one is something like 5 years old or so. 2015, yeah. I wanted something light, and I liked it. So it's about families having certain, of course, you always have certain magic abilities, and this one is the abilities are linked to the color of your blood. So, and I can't really remember everything from the plot, but I thought it was entertaining and I liked it. So I think my subscribers probably will be surprised about this.
So the people have different color blood then?
Yeah, there was something, let me check. It's a division in the world. There are those with red blood and those with silver blood. And the red ones are the low ones, and the silver ones are the ones with power and magic. And then, of course, there is this one girl who is officially a red blood, but she turns out to be able to do magic and have the power of a silver blood one. It was a debut, and I think it's a series, but you know me in series. I didn't continue.
That's new to me.
Do you think it would be a Shawn book, Britta?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You would love it. You would absolutely love it.
That's a suitably shocking answer.
You thought I'm going to show you some Henry Miller or what? Yeah, no chance.
That would have been shocking, though. All right, my last one is show us a book you wish more people would talk about.
Can you show us?
That's for sure.
I don't think, Shawn, this would have been your pick, but there are many. But I'm going for an author.
Mm.
I mean, I show a book, but it's more the author. It's a shame that she is all but forgotten, and that's Dorothy Parker.
Oh.
This is the portable Dorothy Parker. I love this edition. Penguin short stories and poems. She was a short story and poetry writer, 1920s, her, let's say, height. There's this fabulous movie about her, The Vicious Circle,
Yes.
which I absolutely love. And I think she's brilliant. I mean, she is, Shawn, if you have never read her, and you are into short stories, I know, maybe not so much poetry, but short stories, she is just the kind of snarky, very sarcastic humor you would love.
Great writer.
Yeah, I mean, she has a way of observing people and writing about that I love. But she is also very, very, dark is not the right word, sarcastic, I would say, about life and about people. It's fabulous.
Yeah, she's funny, she's witty, she's snarky. I actually have the exact same version of that book on my bookshelves.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I have not read
I love her. And come to think of it, look at that. On the back, there's sort of graphic novel.
Yeah, they did a series of books in that style, and all of them have a sort of comic book-esque back
on the cover. Oh, I didn't even know that. Even though the people who know me will know that I'm not that big on short stories, but she is one of those that I absolutely love. And nobody seems to read her anymore. And I think that's a really shame.
I think a lot of people don't realize some of the quotes that go around come from her.
Yes, I'm a collector of her quotes. The famous quote about her was that she put her genius into her life, not her art. But I think Britta would maybe disagree.
Yeah, I would say for her, life and art was one, and she put her genius. I mean, she was not a happy person, and she didn't have a happy life. She was an alcoholic when she was older. So it was not, all wonderful in the 1920s, and she had quite some unfortunate love affairs and was very unhappy, tried to commit suicide at one point. So it was not a happy, easygoing life or anything.
Everybody here knows how she would answer the phone. Most of us would say, hello. What would Dorothy Parker say? Do you know, Greg?
I don't actually.
What fresh hell is this?
Yeah, I mean, that I didn't know that, but that's absolutely suits her.
And my other favorite Dorothy Parker line is, you can lead a horticulture, but you can't make her think.
That is another good one. She's good for a lot of different quotes. So after my parents divorced, my sisters and I moved with my mother back to Long Island, and my father was still living in San Francisco. So he would find excuses to come to New York City for business, and just so he could have a weekend with us every month. And so we would stay in different hotels in New York City. And one weekend we stayed in the Algonquin Hotel, where they did the round table with her.
Yeah.
And my sisters and I loved that hotel so much that we basically demanded to go back to it every month when he came to visit, and he got sick.
Really?
Loved it. And our favorite room was the Dorothy Parker suite. And this was many years ago, so I don't know if they still have it, but they had like quotes of her books and all that stuff on the title. So I've read some of her works, but I have not read a whole lot, and I need to read more. So this is good inspiration for me.
I don't know the title of the poem. Something with life, resume or something. You know that one, Greg? Razors pain you, rivers are damp, acid stains you, and drugs cause cramp. Guns aren't lawful, nooses give, gas smells awful, you might as well live.
Yes, that does sound familiar, yeah.
Happy ending to that.
I mean, that's so typical Dorothy Parker, I think. It's
Yeah. I just had to look to verify that what I was going to say is my favorite quote came from her, and it does. I like a martini, 2 at the most. After 3, I'm under the table, 4 under the host.
Yeah.
And to which I raise you the following, which is my favorite Dorothy Parker quote. If all the girls attending the Yale prom were laid end to end, I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Yeah, she was fabulous.
And this is my favorite fun fact about Dorothy Parker. Who did she leave her estate to, or at least a sizable portion thereof?
I don't know.
The NAACP.
Really?
Isn't that fantastic?
I did not know that.
I just love
That's amazing.
that. Yes.
Yeah. So we all three of us agree that she is fantastic, and more people have to read her.
Yes, I think we do.
So this is a optional bonus prompt. If you don't like this request, we'll just edit it out, but I'm gonna try. Baby picture? Childhood picture?
I don't have any. I mean, really, seriously, all the pictures that are made of me are at my parents' place, now my mother's place. So I don't have any, and I'm too old to have baby pictures on my phone. I can have a look down in the basement because I have one box with old stuff from home.
This was our idea of how to celebrate your birthday on BookTube, Britta.
It was fabulous.
Yes. So
I'm so touched that people remember that it's my birthday, and that you would come up with all these prompts and invite other people. So that's great. I thank you.
Well, Britta, you are a dear friend of mine, and we have done about 1,000 buddy reads and gotten to know each other very well, and I am delighted to be a part of your birthday week.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And
hey, don't go anywhere quite yet. Look what the birthday girl found in her basement. Happy birthday,